Good evening. My name is Gary Ovett. I am the president of the Friends of the Ontario Chaffey Community Show Band Board of Directors. I would like to welcome you to the Merton Hall Auditorium and the show band's performance of An Evening at the Pops. It is now a real pleasure for me, a distinct pleasure, in fact, to introduce my co-host this evening, retired Chaffey Joint Union High School District educator and administrator. No, she does not look old enough to retire, I agree. Mrs. Susan Petrocelli. Of course, she's not related. Oh, yes, she is.
Thank you, Gary. Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be co-hosting this exciting performance with Gary. The show band has compiled an interesting and entertaining repertoire of concert and popular musical selections that spans a timeline of more than 250 years.
The show band opens the concert with the first movement of a suite derived from the musical Candide. The musical was composed by Leonard Bernstein with lyrics by Lillian Hellman and premiered on Broadway in 1956. Can you remember that far back? The first movement tells the story of a teacher who tutors his students in the finer points of optimism, hence the title, The Best of Both Worlds. It is now my pleasure to introduce director Dr. Gay Petrocelli and the outstanding musicians of the show band as they perform the exciting opening to Candide.
In 1796, at the age of 64, Austrian composer Franz Joseph Haydn wrote the trumpet concerto in E-flat major. Although written in 1796, it was first performed 4 years later on March 28, 1800. Over the decades, it has become a favorite of the trumpet repertoire and cited as Haydn's most popular concerto. Tonight, you will hear a version arranged by our soloist, who also composed a cadenza, or solo, played near the end of the piece. Let's give show band trumpeter Gary Simpson a round of applause as he performs movement number 1 of the Haydn Trumpet Concerto.
we change the pace from classical and sophistication and now turn to the world of popular music with a hit song written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David and released by recording artist Herb Alpert in May of 1968. Although known primarily for his trumpet playing as the leader of the Tijuana Brass, Alpert sang the lead vocal on this solo recording, which was arranged by Burt Bacharach. His single reached #1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 Pop Singles chart in June of that year, remaining in the top position for 4 weeks. It was in June of that year, remaining in the top position for 4 weeks. It was not only Alpert's first #1 single, but it was also the first #1 hit in the U.S. for Bacharach and David. Playing the role of Herb Alpert tonight is show band trumpeter John Holguin. Please, all right, please give him a round of applause as he sings and plays This Guy's in Love with You. The show band will be conducted by David Grassman.
The show band is now proud to feature the talented musicians of the percussion section. They will perform a composition entitled Piece for Percussion Ensemble, written by Eugene Weigel. The members of the percussion section are Bob Mattis, Richard Rikijian, Griff Browning, Natasha Lee, and Skip Sampson. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, percussion. Well done. In 1974, Argentine composer and musician Astor Piazzolla wrote and recorded a tango that symbolized a break from the classical form to Tango Nuevo, or New Tango. Through the years, this tango has been performed and recorded by many artists. Tonight's special version features talented show band flautist Tricia Molina, who has done an outstanding job arranging the solo for alto flute and C flute. Now it is time to sit back and listen to the fruits of her labor. Please join me in giving Tricia a warm round of applause as she performs Liber Tango.
It is now a pleasure to introduce my partner this evening, who has some information to share with you. Gary?
Thank you, Susan. What a pleasure, what a beautiful song, Libertango. I'm going to buy a recording of that. Can I find that somewhere? I don't know. We have so many people to thank because it's not just 60 band members plus that make this concert as good as it is. It is obviously a lot of people working behind the scenes that help to make it work. And then, of course, we love every one of you who come to these shows and are really entertained. We'd like to thank the show band production team, our hardworking support staff that include librarians Miriam Keith, Gary Keith, Bill Bescaby, Susan Petruccelli, Crystal Leonard, our stage manager Homero Chavez and his assistant Nick Casillas, band manager Bob Mattis, assistant band manager Steve Collins, and the entire hardworking equipment crew that includes district custodian Gerardo Nava, without whose assistance this performance would not have been possible. As you know, we from Gardner Spring Auditorium up here for this particular concert. We do appreciate the opportunity to be able to give a concert here as well. We'd like to thank Karen Greenwood and the Magnolia Video Productions, the City of Ontario, our big sponsor, the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin, and the Chaffey Adult School. Show band photographer Steve Davis for his outstanding work on the camera. Lithographer Scott Noble for producing our concert program. And show band flautist Tricia Molina, you just heard her, for designing the program cover. Our wonderful hospitality team includes Ruby Levitt, Robin Denegri, and John Hart. And there are they have openings, and they do take applications. And if you can serve a cup of coffee without spilling it, stay away from the cookies, you're right, that's perfect for you. The Chaffey High School Junior ROTC Corps of Naval Cadets that once again is helping us out. We certainly appreciate that. And you may know or may not know that it now includes 8th graders from Bina Danks who are part of that as well. We are the only one of, I think it's 2 schools in the entire nation who has a junior high or a middle school contribution of students participating, so that's fantastic. We sincerely thank the generous show sponsors. James L. White Foundation tonight is our main sponsor, and they have been very generous to us, and we appreciate it. We also appreciate all of those who are listed on the front and back of the program, mostly the back. You too can support the show band by taking an information card or envelope at the information table, or by simply visiting the Hungry Tuba. Hungry Tuba is in the foyer, the back. We also have a Hungrier tuba right over here, and let's see which one is the hungriest tuba by the end of the night. We'll keep tab on that and let you know next show, okay? You're going to be listening for that, aren't you? As I mentioned before, James L. White Foundation is our main sponsor tonight, but we do have a lot of people who have showed up that have played an important role in our community and in this band as well. We have our board. I don't know if they're all here tonight. Our vice president is Al Bowling. Jim Milheiser is our treasurer, also the treasurer of the City of Ontario. Good guy to get to know. We have Gary Keith, who is our secretary. He's a pastor in the community. And our assistant superintendent for Chaffey Joint Union High School District, Kern Oduro, I'll get it out one of these days, is here tonight and serves on our board as well. We have the principal of the adult school, George Matamala, and this is a big part of the adult school program. We have the G. Michael Milheiser, famous man from, he's famous to me, I've known him all my life. But G. Michael serves on the Monte Vista Water Board. Eric Montague is here tonight, I believe, and we appreciate you, Eric. We appreciate Christopher Cruz, who plays in our band and also is on the Upland School District board. Richard Ortiz, our very generous contributor and a great fan of our band as well. I think I covered about everybody. Don't forget the Hungry Tuba and the Hungrier Tuba. You can give to both. It's a tax deduction if you write your name on the check. Anyway, thank you so much for being here tonight. You are the reason we do this, is because these band members want to play and make your day and your evening special. So thank you for being here tonight. And I'll turn it back over to Susan Petruccelli.
Thank you, Gary. John Kander and Fred Ed wrote a song that was later included in the 1972 film Cabaret, where it is sung by the character Sally Bowles, played by Liza Minnelli. It has already been recorded previously and released to similar arrangements on Minnelli's debut album Liza Liza in 1964 and New Feelin' in 1970. However, the song did not turn into a traditional pop standard until its 1972 inclusion in Cabaret. Join me in a round of applause as Natasha Lee sings Maybe This Time. The show band will be conducted by George Osorio.
Very well done, Natasha, excellent. This is some German, so listen closely. Eine kleine Nacht music. It really is German. Serenade number 13 is a 1787 composition written by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. The German title means a little night music. The work is written for an ensemble of 2 violins, a viola, cello, and double bass, but is often performed by string orchestras. The Serenade is one of Mozart's most famous works. Surprisingly, the work was not published until about 1827, long after Mozart's death. It had been sold to a publisher in 1799 by Mozart's widow, Constanza, as part of a large bundle of her husband's compositions.
The Serenade continues to be widely performed and recorded by string ensembles and orchestras. The work has 4 movements. Tonight, you will hear a variation of the first movement performed by a mixed ensemble of show band musicians that features violinist Francisco Moa, clarinetist Neil Vargas, violist Kenya Nelson, and bassoonist George Osorio. Let's give them a warm round of applause as they perform one of Mozart's most famous melodies.
We leave the concert stage now to showcase a beautiful pop tune written by Vernon Duke and Yip Harburg for the 1932 Broadway musical Walk a Little Faster. That doesn't mean you performers need to walk faster. Composer Alec Wilder stated about the song, "There are no two ways about it. This is a perfect theater song. If that sounds too reverent, then I'll reduce the praise to perfectly wonderful." Please join me now in a rousing round of applause for the outstanding musicians of the show band as they perform April in Paris. The piano solo will be played by the very versatile Natasha Lee.
artist Nancy Wilson recorded a beautiful ballad on her 1963 album, Yesterday's Love Songs Today. The song was written in 1956 by Jay Livingston and Ray Evans. The haunting arrangement on the album, penned by Gerald Wilson, provided the perfect musical backdrop to Nancy's heartfelt interpretation. Tonight, the show band features alto saxophonist Francisco Moat. Please join me in a round of applause as he performs Never Let Me Go.
Just a quick word. I'm not going to sing it. Just a quick word. Dan, you remember a long time ago we went to Cal Poly, we saw Gerald Wilson? I don't know if you... A long time ago, Gerald Wilson, who was a great arranger, he wrote a beautiful arrangement of this tune for Nancy Wilson. And I said, you know, one day I'm going to write an arrangement for this tune. And I just couldn't find the right person until tonight. So I don't think you'll get disappointed in Francisco's version of Never Let Me Go. All right.
now my pleasure to introduce my handsome and talented husband, the show band director, Dr. Gabe Petricelli.
Thanks, David. Let's see if I can find my announcements here. I have cheat notes. First of all, heartfelt thanks to the people that you see behind me, the outstanding musicians of the Ontario Chaffey Community Band, the greatest show band in all the land. You know, there's not a lot of times when you go to a concert and you can hear so many different kinds of music, so many different genres. You heard music in the 18th century, you heard music in the 21st century. It's pretty unique. And these musicians are pretty unique. I don't know if they know it, but they are. They're pretty unique. Sincere thanks to the talented quartet, the Woodwind Celebration, who provide our pre-concert recitals out in the lobby. They are outstanding musicians. Please stand up. Woodwind Quartet. Many thanks to President Gary Ovid. Thank you, Gary, and your esteemed board members of the Friends of the Show Band. I see a few of them here for their unrelenting support. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know if Sue's here, but Sue helps out, Sue Ovid, for her assistance. I always appreciate what she does. Generosity of the James L. White Foundation for sponsoring our performance this evening. As Gary said, they are extremely generous and have helped us down through the years. Appreciate everything you do. Our two distinguished narrators, Gary Ovid and Susan Petricelli. Thank you much. Thank you. David Chatsma does all of our multimedia. He does our slideshows. Of course, we didn't have a slideshow tonight, but we had a script, and we had press releases, and programs, and all of those kinds of things. So, unfortunately, he had surgery, and he couldn't be here this evening, but I do want to make sure that I thank him publicly. Also, our two talented directors tonight, George Osorio. Stand up, George. And my good friend, David Grassley. I hope you were as treated tonight to our soloists as I was. So I want to introduce them to you. Gary Simpson. Gary did a fantastic job on the Haydn, which is a pretty popular concerto in the trumpet repertoire, and Gary did it as well as I've heard it done in many, many years. Thank you, Gary, for all the work. And David, stand up, David. David was kind of tutored Gary through the whole process. David is a retired trumpet professor from Cal Poly. John Holkey. John, stand up. He's our version of Pro Babble. Thank you so much, John. And the very talented Tricia Molina. Stand up, Tricia. Tricia's extremely talented. Not only did she design that wonderful flute solo that you heard, but she also, I don't know, Gary, did you mention that she did the program cover? I did. Tricia designed the program cover that you see there. So thank you so much for all your talent. Appreciate it. Natasha Lee, who plays about 12 or 13 different instruments. Where are you, Natasha? And also sings. And some of the instrumentals like Kenya and some of the George play a number of instruments, and as well our soloist in Never Let Me Go. You heard her play the violin in the Mozart piece. Francisco Moa. And then the mixed quartet, which is extremely unusual. Usually those string players that play the Mozart piece, But I want those four to stand up: Francisco Moa, Neil Vargas, Kenyon Nelson, and George Osorio. And finally, I want to thank you for coming tonight. Hope to see you next month.
On behalf of Dr. Petrocelli and the entire, one more time, that's it.
No, one more thing. Playing in this, I love the sound in this place. I really do. But I will tell you, it is a chore to get everything from the band room into this auditorium. The audio equipment, the chairs, and all of that kind of stuff. And this concert would not have been able to be possible tonight without the equipment crew. Stand up, Bob Mattis, Steve Collins, Jeffrey, all of the equipment crew. These guys are fantastic. And thank you. And last minute design of our audio system, my good friend Ontario Chavez and Nick Casillas. Stand up, guys.
On behalf of Dr. Petrocelli, he's already asked you to thank these outstanding persons who play such an important role in the concert tonight and that. But I do want to once again thank my co-host Susan Petrocelli for putting up with Dr. Dave Petrocelli. But she's outstanding. I chose. As well, I hope you have enjoyed tonight's performance and look forward to seeing all of you once again at the Band Shell in Ontario, the Ontario Town Square down on Euclid Avenue on May the 13th. You have more to say?
Uh-oh, I forgot the percussion ensemble. They're going to beat me up if I don't mention. Guys, you know, stand up, guys. We wanted to give you a mix tonight because your talk's not going to give you a mix of music. Yeah, percussion pieces are very difficult to perform because, basically the pitch doesn't change in these instruments. So I appreciate your effort, guys. They rehearsed after our rehearsals and everything. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
As I was saying, next month, May the 13th, Ontario Town Square, show bands Music Under the Stars featuring the music of John Williams and more. That should be outstanding. But even before then, this Saturday from 11 until 12 noon at Grace Yoakley, the band will be playing and you'll have a chance to hear them play. There'll be a car show going on and you can actually contribute in, there's food available. You can contribute to the Grace Yoakley School and their band and that. So don't forget that. And that's enough of me. So I'll turn it over to the outstanding narrator, Susan Petrocelli.
Thank you, Jerry. This evening's concert concludes with a famous march composed in 1896 by John Philip Sousa. By a 1987 act of the U.S. Congress, it is the official national march of the United States of America. In his 1928 autobiography, Marching Alone, Sousa wrote that he composed the march on Christmas Day in 1896. He was on board an ocean liner returning home from a vacation with his wife in Europe and had just learned of the recent death of David Blakely, the manager of the Sousa Band. He composed the march in his head and committed the notes to paper on arrival in the United States. It was first performed at Willow Grove Park, just outside Philadelphia, on May 14, 1897. Please give a rousing round of applause to the musicians of the show band as they perform The Stars and Stripes Forever.
Thank you for being here tonight. That ought to give you the pep in your step to march right out of here. Don't forget the Hungry Tuba.